aggressive dogs and dogs with serious behavioral issues. I work a lot with my own dogs, one of which was extremely... Henry, leave it. Was the most dangerous dog I ever met in my life a few years ago. And that's where I learned mostly everything. I got that dog and I called every dog trainer I could in town. I was desperate. I couldn't touch the dog. I couldn't pick her up. I couldn't put a leash on her. She would attack me. And I thought I knew a lot about dogs. I thought I knew how to be the leader. I thought I knew how to train dogs. I thought I knew so much. I thought I would get this dog and be the boss and dominate her, punish her, and she'd just figure everything out. Boy, was I wrong. So that's where my real journey as a professional dog trainer started, when I called all the professionals and nobody really could help me. A couple of people helped me, but those people mostly just told me to figure it out on my own, that I could handle it, that I would figure it out. So yesterday I brought a dog back home who he was going to be killed a year ago. He bit a couple people, and we did some work with the e-collar. We did a lot of training, and the dog got to a point where I brought him back to the owner and they had more control over him. They could stop the dog. And so he came back to me recently for 5 days. We hung out and he was perfect. I didn't see really any aggression other than a few barks. I didn't see any nervousness other than a few nervous looks. And I didn't even need the e-collar. I didn't need to punish him. I didn't need any tools. I didn't need a prong collar. I didn't need to touch him. I mean, he was just doing beautiful. And I brought him back to the owners, and I was very surprised when they told me, oh no, he still barks all the time when the mailman walks by, and he still like flips out all the time at people and cries all the time incessantly. And you know, they said, how long did it take him to stop crying? I said, I don't know, 10 seconds. How much does he bark? I told him, well, like 3 barks, and then he just stops and lays down. And the dog was kind of coming unglued when I was dropping him off. He was very nervous. He was very anxious. And I told the owners, I said, you know, this is how you make him feel. These are the feelings he associates with you. Being nervous, being anxious. And one thing I want to talk about, and I'm not going to take credit for this statement. I'm going to definitely credit the guy who first said this phrase. Being the alpha dog. How does the alpha dog control other dogs? We just walked right by these super aggressive dogs a few minutes ago. Henry, come on, buddy. Leave it. The alpha dog controls the other dogs through strength of personality. He controls the other dogs by the way he makes them feel. Come on, pups. Come on, buddy. By the way he makes them feel. So often we see domination, we see alpha, and we think of somebody very strong, pinning a dog down, maybe disciplining a dog firmly, maybe all of these physical things we typically think of. But it's actually a lot more subtle than that. When we go out and we see a dog at the dog park that is confident, that is strong in itself, we notice the other dogs don't try to fight that dog. It's about having a certain type of charisma. It's about having a certain type of energy that your dog associates with you. Dog's going crazy. We walked by earlier, that dog lunged. We were about 10 feet away. The dog lunged extremely aggressively at my dog. Think about how you make your dog feel. And can you help your dog control their hormones? I've seen dogs that were a completely neurotic mess when put in the presence of a real leader. The hormones of nervousness, they slowly learn how to relax. I've seen deadly killers, psychotic dogs, that through the leader learn how to control their hormones. Training is just teaching a dog to do something that it doesn't feel like doing when we tell it to do it. Training, and this is to quote Brandon Fouché. I wish this was all my original content. It's not. It's Brandon Fouché, an amazing dog behaviorist in Los Angeles. Training is teaching a dog to do something that they don't want to do. You know, Brandon said, I've never met a dog that couldn't lay down. So oftentimes the focus on training, well, look, my dog can sit there. My dog can walk in a heel. My dog can lay down when I tell it to, overshadows the importance of what is hormonally going on in that dog. And how can we as a leader actually shift the hormones in our dog? How could we make our dog feel a certain way? Yes, there's corrections involved. Yes, there's maybe physical touch, maybe leashes, maybe structure in the household. But on a deep level, being a leader is about making the dog feel safe. Is about making this dog recognize the strength of your personality. And it's often counterintuitive. We see a dog that's nervous and fearful around dogs, and so we try to expose them to every single dog we meet. We have a dog that's nervous around people, and so we keep exposing them to people. But so often, it's actually the opposite. The dog that is nervous around people, we need to show that dog we can control the people. We can control the environment. We can be a leader that sets our dog up for success, that doesn't put them into situations that they cannot handle. I tell my clients all the time, you're trying to convince your dog you can control that dog over there. You can't even control your dog. You can't even control yourself. But you think you can convince the dog you can control these people? You can't control the nice person that comes over and wants to pet the dog. You can't say, no, don't pet the dog. But you're supposedly going to be able to handle the aggressive person, the dangerous person. You can't get somebody to keep their friendly dog away from your dog. And you're going to convince your dog you can keep an aggressive dog away from your dog. Being the leader is about controlling resources effectively. Being the leader is about controlling resources. Affection, food, smells, socialization, exercise, space. The leader controls these resources effectively and gives them out in a way that shows the other dogs he is balanced. Through controlling resources effectively, through the timing to know when is the right time to give affection, when is the right time to give exercise. That is how the leader earns the respect of the pack. Now you could get a dog and dominate it, punish it, and it will fear you. But to get that dog to follow you, to stay by your side, to listen to you with no treats, with no leash, no e-collar, nothing. And still have this type of relationship with your dog. That's what being an alpha is really about. For so long I thought to myself, the alpha just punishes, the alpha dominates, the alpha does all of these things. I didn't realize the alpha is just a leader. It's a leader. And when you work on being a leader, when you cultivate that, all these things in yourself, you do the work, the dog knows. They know. You know, last night I walked away from the people's house and the dog tried to come home with me. So often that dog gets pet when he's nervous. The owner doesn't realize how the dog is feeling. We must tune in to how our dog is feeling deep down inside. We must teach our dog and show them what feelings are okay, what the consequences are of the feelings that they feel. When we only focus on the behavior, whether they're sitting, whether they're coming when they're called, whether they're doing a down when we say down, so often we're not realizing it's more about how they feel. When they're in a down, are they thinking aggressive thoughts? Are they feeling nervous? When we issue a correction, do they understand what that correction means? Do they understand that at the deepest level, we are correcting the state of mind that they are in? Now, as trainers, we use training as a structure to give people. And for many dogs, that's enough. But for the difficult dog, the anxious dog, the nervous dog, the fearful dog, the structure is not enough. We need to change the feelings that this dog associates with us. We need to realize how we've conditioned and are conditioning this animal to think that that is the right way for them to be. How do my dogs who are genetically aggressive make the right choice? All the time. It's because I make them feel safe. It's because I show them my strengths, but I also acknowledge my weaknesses. I don't try to put them into situations that are beyond my control. Taya, come. They know when you can't control the situation. They know. And that's the difficult thing. So think about that. How do you make your dog feel? What do they associate you with? This dog is relaxed. There's an aggressive dog right over there, Henry. In a different situation, he would not be relaxed. But he knows my leader controls other dogs. My leader doesn't put me in situations that I can't handle. My leader sets me up for success, not failure. Taya, come. Come. Like I said, I gave back this dog. The owners are doing a lot of the structure right. They're using the tools that I gave them. But on a deeper level, they need to change how this dog feels around them. They need to shift the relationship from needing affection from this dog, needing this dog to comfort them, needing this dog to be some sort of source of stability in their life. And they need to be the source of stability for the dog. Be strong enough. Be strong enough that you don't need to pet your dog. Be so strong that when you pet them, they've earned it. When you've pet them, it's because there's clear communication. It's because they've really made you proud. When you correct them, let it be in the moment that they made a mistake and be done with it. Our dogs can teach us so much about ourselves. Our dogs can help us grow as a person so much. If we only let them show us what we're doing wrong. If we only stop blaming them and realize They are pack animals. They follow the leader. And if there is no leader, they go crazy. They have to be a leader in such a complex world that we live in today. They have to be a leader. Hey, no, come. In a world with cars that can kill them. In a world where if they eat the wrong thing off the ground, they die. Hey, no. Where if they walk up to this dog and a fight happens, they get euthanized. We have to show our dogs this world. That's how you have this level of trust. That's how you don't need a leash. There's cars coming. I don't need a leash. There's no doubt in my mind. Because my dog's world... Go on, Henry. Go on, get in. Good boy. My dog's world revolves around me. Yes, my sweet. Now, I've seen people punish their dog. I've seen people flip out on their dogs, kick the crap out of their dogs, and their dogs still struggle with the same behavioral problems. Come on. Get in, sweet pea. That's because every dog problem we have is a reflection of the environment that the dog is in. If we can't effectively change that environment, change how they feel, change the kind of dogs they're around or people they're around or the way those dogs interact with them, they will keep struggling. So all I'm trying to say is dig deep. Dig deep in the relationship. Slow things down. Control the resources of the... Teach your dog that this is a world that you can control. Now, obviously, we can't control the whole world. Unforeseen things happen all the time. But when our dogs have a baseline understanding that this is a world that is predictable, it is fair, it makes sense to me, that's how we build up a stable dog. But you're going to have to break the patterns that you're in. You're going to have to stop doing what you've been doing if you want there to be a change. So often I see the aggressive dogs have soft owners, or an owner that is so physically dominant, so intense, that the dog starts to feel that they must be intense. It's so hard to give out the punishment but stay calm inside, but still communicate with our body language how we feel. So that's just that, folks. Little ramble, little romp. What is that thing? Looks like part of Kita. What the hell kind of dog is that? Weird dog. Well, I wish you guys all the best. Just a little rant today, Monday, after dropping off Bodhi. And I gave the owners a book, and I let them know they're always welcome to come on a pack walk with us. But I told them this one thing, and this is what I'll leave it with. Every time our dog misbehaves, every time our dog is confused, every time we say the dog this, the dog that, pull out the mirror. Try to replace the dog with I. Instead of saying the dog always tries to kill the neighbor's dog, say, I don't know how to communicate to him that that dog is friendly. I don't know how to help him understand that there's no point in flipping out. When we have a dog that doesn't listen, we say the dog's stubborn, the dog doesn't listen. I think my dog's dumb, my dog's hyper. Instead, say, I don't understand how to help this dog be calm. I don't understand how to show this dog the way. I don't know how to get through to him that the UPS driver just drops off packages every day and that there is no threat. But as long as we keep using these statements and blaming the dog and not including us in the story, there will continue to be a problem. Because the dog is a pack animal. They're just following us. Whether we know it or not, whether we've asked them to or not, they are following us. And that's the problem with training. Training is such a small part of our relationship with the dog. On one level, but on another level, training is our entire relationship with the dog. It is everything we do with the dog. So stop blaming the dog. Start accepting responsibility. And it may be true. We may have a dog that we're never able to show that it's okay for us to touch the dog. We may have a dog that will never be able to show these unneutered male dogs are not a threat. But if we could take some responsibility as owners, I guarantee you this: you'll grow as a person. Your dog will grow. Your relationship with that dog will get deeper. And you will stop having gaps in communication. You will experience what it's like to be on the same page with your dog most of the time. That's just it, folks. I love you. Hang in there. Hang in there. We're going to get through this. Okay, folks? We're going to get through it. I'll see you later.